Hey y'all, happy Monday. It is Monday, y'all. So I had to drop by. I'm just cleaning up a little, y'all. How are y'all doing today? I had a good Monday. My Mondays have been relaxful. Ever since I quit my job, my Mondays have been very relaxful. So I have no complaints on Mondays now. It's really like an extension of the weekend for me. But how was y'all's Monday? I did do some work today. I got a lot of stuff done. I was thinking about that as I was sitting here waiting to go live. I got a lot of stuff done today. But y'all know it's Monday. Did you watch the premiere of my latest video, my worst financial decision? A little story time for y'all. I think I'll come back with more story times because that was actually fun for me to record. So let me know if y'all want more story times. But yes, y'all, I was like, I'm going to tell the people about one of my many terrible financial things that I did pre-debt free life. And I tell y'all the Louboutin story, y'all. Oh my gosh. Ooh, y'all. Definitely make sure you watch the video. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. And definitely drop down in the comments and tell me what you think about it. But yes, y'all. Sometimes we just have, I know for me personally, I am very like stuck in my ways. And once I get a picture in my head, it's like I gotta complete that. I gotta, do that. I gotta see it through. And y'all, I had this picture in my head since before I had even started my graduate program that when I got my master's degree, that I was gonna walk across the stage in some Louboutins, girl, some Christian Louboutins. I don't know where that came from. I don't know where I got it from. But listen, it got in my head and I was like, baby, let's just go with it, okay? So I already knew. I mean, I had all these plans. Like I was gonna do a cute little photo shoot, which I ended up being able to afford that. But I was gonna do a photo shoot. I was gonna wear this cute little like tulle pink skirt with a like graduation theme shirt. Girl, but the finances had predicted other things for me in spring 2019, girl. So I could only do so much. And of course, the thing that I chose to do was the most expensive thing anyway. Those shoes, Louboutins are expensive. They are definitely probably, if not the most, one of the most, expensive designer shoes. And girl, I did not have nowhere near the money to afford them, let alone to buy them. But I made it do what it do. I sacrificed. I said YOLO. I took all the risk, okay? And thank God I ain't go hungry. I ain't miss no bill. It all worked out. But, looking back on that, I'm like, ooh, like you was living wild and free, girl. Like you was really living wild and free. And that I was. So in the video, I talk about how like spring 2019, I was in an internship. I had to do a 700-hour internship, I think, or it may have been 600 hours. That was the last part of my program. Of course, during an internship like that, especially one that's during the day hours, regular work hours, you can't, work your typical job that you were working. I was a teacher up until that point. I knew that I would have to leave teaching. I was getting a master's degree to, branch out from teaching anyway. But ended up not being paid like I was supposed to be paid during my internship. I want to say like I didn't get paid till like mid-February, March, y'all. Like it was terrible. And I remember trying to take out a loan so that I could, like a student loan, so that I could, have something to live on. And I couldn't, like the time had passed for that. Thank God, because that would have extended my debt-free journey. But yeah, y'all, it was rough. I had like a little piece of a savings, I wasn't practicing emergency funds and all that then. I had a piece of a savings. But that only got me so far. And when that was gone, it was like, oh my gosh, like I started doing Lyft. So I did Lyft for a lot of time, baby. I tore Miami Beach up. That was a gold mine for Lyft. So I used to be out there. I used to be out there late too. Sometimes not too late, like 10-ish, 11-ish was probably the latest that I was out there. But yeah, girl, I used to be out there tearing it up. I didn't get like the drunk crowd. I would get like the airport people, you know, tourists, things like that, because I would do it at Fort Lauderdale Airport, and then most people who are flying in there are going to Miami Beach. So, you know, I would do Lyft, and that paid the bills. And not only did it pay the bills, I did eventually start getting paid. So I was able to kind of pair those things together and, you know, do what needed to be done. But especially, like, I'm not sure how much debt I was in at that point, because child, debt free was just a prayer. It wasn't nothing else. So if I wasn't in 40, I was in at least $43,000 worth of debt, and then just having payments on all these things. I remember, like, I had medical debt. I was paying on braces that I had. I was paying on, of course, my car at the time. What else I was paying on? Did I have any furniture? I might have been. I know I wasn't paying on my bedroom furniture by then, because that didn't take me long to pay off. But credit cards, keep paying that. Of course, I wasn't paying on student loans. Girl, I don't think I ever paid on student loans with about 2 or 3-ish payments. So yeah, I was doing, you know, I had a lot of more money going out than I was making. And I had this idea that I was gonna listen, dude, my financial circumstance was not gonna hold me back, okay? I was going to get those Louboutins. I was like, you know, we can do away with the outfit for the photo shoot. We can do away with this. We can do away with that. But girl, we was not fisting to do away with them shoes, okay? So as I started getting paid on my internship and I, you know, combining with Lyft, I was able to siphon money, you know, for the shoes. But once I got the money for it, was like $700-ish. That was like all I had in my account, which that was, listen, that was like gold in, because I wasn't making like a lot of money. But I was like, and of course in my mind, I'm like, this is not the most smart decision. Like, I recognize that at that time, even still. I'm like, this is not the most smart decision, but you know, I'm gonna do it. So I remember I got all that money together, girl, and went to Aventura, went in the Louboutin store, tried on. I already knew the ones I wanted. I had them screenshot on my phone from years ago. Went in there, even as I'm like, oh my gosh, like, am I really about to do this? Because it was like in my head, like, girl, don't do it, don't do it. Then, like, I ain't gonna do it, I ain't gonna do it. I did it. Walked right up, paid, split the payment in 2 cards, girl. I think I had to put the tax on one card and and then the other amount on the, like the full amount on the other card. Paid for it, got my shoes, went home. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I ain't got no money. I ain't got no money. Oh wow, girl, that is just crazy to even think about. But yeah, I did it. And I ain't the only one that just made silly financial decisions. I know I ain't the only one. But do I regret it? No. You know, and yes, I still have the shoes. And of course, during my debt-free journey, especially like listening to Ramsey, he'd be like, sell everything. I was like, child, listen, baby, I drove Lyft day and night for them, baby. I hold them near and dear, okay? We ain't getting rid of them, okay? I sold like some other like shoes and stuff that I had, like J's that I had, but I wasn't touching them, okay? Them is special right there. So I ended up, I still have them. I was able to walk across the stage in them. But, and, you know, I don't regret doing that. But would I do it again? Heck no. Definitely not. I'm not living that wild and free. But yeah, like, I actually did that. And just thinking like back on that, like, I had so many bills. Oh my goodness, I didn't even know how many bills I had. That was definitely a time where, like, you know, you wanna practice good financial principles, but you just ain't doing it. Then especially when you don't have the income, that's what, like, I understand when folks be, they kind of just get discouraged before they even start because they don't have the income, to even make these payments and things like that. Like, I totally understand. I definitely, probably around that time, I might have been like behind on my phone bill, but you just call and make a little payment arrangement, girl, and they keep it going. So, like, yeah, I was just a hot mess. It's good though to see like where you come from, because it's good to remember those things that you did, just to show you, how much you learned, how much you matured. Even now, I don't know when this was, but I was like, like I could go buy a laptop, but it wouldn't be. Oh, it was over the summer. And I had left my job by then. I was like, I could go like buy the laptop, but it probably wouldn't be the most best financial decision. So I'ma just hold off on that. Yeah, and it's just those, things that really show you, how much you learned, how much you've grown. Like, now I can definitely delay gratification. I can definitely, look at a situation and say, girl, this ain't panning out, the way you would have hoped. So you just gonna have to delay that. At that time, I was not willing to do that. So I felt like I had been through so much. And I was like, baby, you ain't fixing to steal this from me. But, thank God that nothing got cut off. Nothing got repoed. Nothing went all the way left, right? But it very well could have happened because, I made that like silly decision at that time. But thank God that it didn't. And I was able to, still do the things that I wanted to do. And then a few months later, like, I ended up moving to another state. And here I am today. And that was in 2019. Who would have thought, like, a year later that I would have started my debt-free journey, coming from making a silly financial decision like that? Because that was spring 2019. I still got the receipt, so I could probably go and look and see, like, when I actually bought them. But I know it was spring 2019. And in September 2020, so a little over a year later, your girl decided, to start my debt-free journey. So that's just a little encouragement for folks who feel like they have just like messed up so bad, that they have just, just done things that were so silly. We all do. It doesn't mean that you can't recover from it. Of course, hindsight is 2020. You know not to do that mess no more. But, don't be so hard on yourself, especially once you start to want to make the right decisions and you start putting them into practice. Like, don't be so hard on yourself. Go ahead, push forward. Don't do it again. If you're willing to sell those things, to get you in the right financial decision or path, then do so. And then I think it's just a reminder that, material things like fade away. Like, it's always a new this, a new that, a better this, a better that. So if you can't get it, oh, I need some water. If you can't get it at that time, girl, your time's gonna come, right? So don't get caught up in just the foolishness. Don't be beating yourself up. Like, girl, I ain't beating myself up over that financial decision. Listen, we kiki about it, and it is what it is. So, and then of course that probably wasn't like I'm trying to think, like, was that, I would say at that time, with the lack of funds that I had, that definitely was a terrible financial decision. But girl, I got more. So I'll probably be doing like more story times and just like little tidbits of, those silly financial decisions that were made. I think is it next week? I don't have my calendar in front of me, but next week, is next week the 1st? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think next Friday is September 1st. So y'all, next Friday, student loans are coming back into effect, y'all. And, a lot of us made silly decisions with student loans. A lot of us just did not do what we needed to do. And it's coming back, like, already, like, that interest is coming back. And I think a lot of folks are just not prepared. Additionally, folks are dreading, this cycle starting all over again, especially after 3 years. So, it's important that you just make a decision to say, you know what, that's who I was in the past. I was misfinancing in the past. I was buy it now, pay for all that other stuff later, in the past. But that's not who I am today. And that's just important to remember, that you can make a change. It's never too late. Like, that was July, or not July 2019, but that was spring 2019. Next fall, that following fall 2020, your girl was like on a debt-free journey and was really serious about it. And here I am today. So yeah, y'all, don't let the dumb financial decisions hold you back. Listen, it made me the person that I am today. And then it just made me, I would say, like I talked about delaying like gratification, like it definitely taught me more just about that, especially with material things. Like, of course, there are some things, you know, like medical things like that, that, you know, people can't wait for. You know, you have to have those things. But things like shoes and clothes, like it's just so superficial. And it doesn't really mean anything. And you can't take that foolishness with you anyway. So why not, you know, put those funds towards something that's going to better you, your future, your lineage, you know, versus getting caught up in, oh, girl, she got the, you know, red bottoms on, da, 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 da. Like, nobody really cares, right? So, yeah, y'all, that is my story of one of my terrible financial decisions. I'll be coming back with more. And don't be having me out here just being the only one who's sharing. Drop down in the comments and let me know a silly financial decision that you made and where you are now. Like, are you still that same person, or are you working to come out of that? I definitely want to know. And listen, y'all, shout out to y'all. We are at 1,850 subscribers. We creeping up on that 2K. We are almost there. Thank y'all so much for y'all support. Be sure to share my channel with someone who you know that it will help. We are coming this Wednesday. I'm going to do a tips for Black college students, especially in light of back to school, things that I wish I would have known just as a first generation Black college student. So I'll be dropping that on Wednesday. I know last Wednesday I didn't make a video, and that was because I was working on my content calendar for the rest of this month, and next month is already done. So I am doing better with just planning out my content so that I already have those videos to record just like that. That's me snapping my fingers. So be on the lookout for that. Check out my Israel vlog. I think I have one more Israel video to post. So I'll be dropping those on y'all here and there. Thank y'all so much for y'all support. Listen, be sure to grab my $5 e-guide. If you aren't on my email list, I send out an email like every other week. I try not to bombard y'all. So that means that I'll be sending out an email to my email subscribers this week. I try to always drop things first with them. So be sure to grab your freebie. I have so many hanging out there. Just look at my description box and you can grab yours for free. And then you'll be able to get those emails from me. And yes, y'all, your girl's about to go watch her show on Lifetime. If you know me, you know I am a Lifetime fan. And I'm about to have some chocolate brownie ice cream and just like curl up on the couch, y'all. So I'm going to see y'all later. Bye.